If you're thinking of buying an overdrive pedal and you're unsure which one you should get, try the king of the budget overdrive pedals. Hello and welcome to another video with me, Elmo J. Karjalainen. It's good to have you along. Today we're taking a look at the Boss SD-1. Why it's such a brilliant pedal while it costs very little, and how to use it for the best results. Now this thing has been around for ages and there are different variations of this. This is just the cheap one made in Taiwan. I actually got this for free when I bought an amp. And you can find these readily on the second-hand markets, or you can buy a new one, whichever. Now if you're unsure what overdrive pedal to buy, you're buying your first one, I warmly recommend this. It does a fairly large scale of things. It has a level, tone and gain knob, so got a bit of flexibility there, and it's built like a tank, like all Boss pedals are. Ironically enough, this one is slightly broken. That's probably why I got it for free. But the sounds work, the on-off switch is a bit beefy. Now, let me hook it up and play a bit, and I'll use both a Strat and a Les Paul type thing. And I'll talk a bit about what it does and what it doesn't do, how you can get a bit more out of it, and what not to get. Okay, so here's my clean signal, which isn't clean. Now the SD-1, sitting here, everything set halfway. Let's just turn it on and see what happens. Really very nice. Now I have my Marshall, like I said, it's not entirely clean, and for me this pedal works best with a slightly overdriven amp like this one, or something more high gain where you would use it as a clean boost. Now I don't have a high gain amp here, but I used to have one, and here's a clip of how to use this pedal with a high gain amp as a clean boost. So first just the amp in a high gain mode, and then with the SD-1 as a clean boost. Adding the pedal So the thing there is that you would use it to tighten up a high gain amp, kind of like you would with an Ibanez Tube Screamer. This gives it a slightly different character than the Tube Screamer would, and you have the tone knob where you can fiddle with the tone. So if you would to use this, or with this amp as a clean boost, it would sound like this. So you drop drive and you push level all the way up. So it just adds a bit of something. The way I would use it with this amp would be a lot more gain. Basically putting it on full. But the nice thing is it stacks well with other pedals as well. So let's start with gain halfway, level all the way up, and tweak the controls as we go. And there will be noise because I have no noise gate here. Also. Okay, so in all settings with the tone knob, it sounds really nice. It's very musical. It doesn't get overly harsh, unlike the DS1, which gets really harsh. I also have a Boss Hyperfuzz here in case you have a lower output pickup on your guitar. These are fairly low output pickups, and if you want to push it over the edge. So do that, and then I'll try it with the Les Paul. So this is my Harley Benson single cut 550, which the pickups have been swapped. Slightly higher output than on the Strat, so probably not going to need the Hyperfuzz as a clean boost. I was just using it as a clean boost. So, works great with the Strat, works great with the Les Paul, really musical sounding. If you need a bit more gain, use it with a clean boost because that will just kind of push it over the edge. I don't think it does well with a clean amp. For a totally clean amp, get a different pedal, maybe a distortion. Of course, it depends on what you want. It might not be the best at anything, but it's very good at a lot of things, and for 77 euros, that's saying a lot. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, there are these cheap brands that make very nice clones of very good pedals, and yes, that's true. The Mosky D250X springs to mind, for instance. But the thing with those is that this is reliable. If you get one of these, it should hold up just fine. If you get one of those cheap, really cheap ones, yeah, they might sound great, but they are prone to breaking, so buy two. What you shouldn't get is one of the vintage ones. Why? Because in my experience, they're not better. There are slight, tiny differences where if you're getting your first overdrive pedal, you won't care. I, who've been playing for over 30 years, I don't care. I'll get the cheap one. There is also the Waza version, which you can get a bit more gain from. So if you fancy that, then that's fine. But that's also a bit more expensive. So yeah, personally, I would just go for the regular old, made in Taiwan, SD-1, 77 euros, bang. That's it. So just go get one of these. If you want to check out my favorite overdrive pedals ever, there's a video here. Please consider supporting the channel via one of the links in the description. You can get my music from Bandcamp. There's Patreon where you get access to my music lessons and a bunch of exclusives, and there are affiliate links where you can get all sorts of stuff that I recommend at no extra cost to you. Apart from that, I hope you have a nice day. See you. Take care. Bye.